welcome back. I've actually finished a physical book and then I finished another one just to prove it can be done. So I finished The Third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop, which is her life growing up, her family and her coming into being Gilmore Girls, and then it kind of a little bit afterwards. And it's, if you like Gilmore Girls, it's nicely written, it's nicely paced. I knew nothing about Kelly Bishop beforehand. I found it quite interesting. Yeah, go ahead. And also, it talks about how she kind of identifies with Rory most out of the three generations. So she's been put into the role of Emily, which is more like her own grandmother. And so she's talking about how playing Emily allowed her to understand where her grandmother was coming from. So I found that, I found that quite interesting. And then I read Away with the Penguins, which is like Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine, but with more penguins. It's about this grumpy old woman who finds that she has a secret grandson that she never knew existed. And then it's about her coming to connect with her past and her future and penguins. And there's a hint of romance. There's a little bit of weird, why the hell is she going to Antarctica? But, you know, she does go to Antarctica, and a little bit of science. And it was fine. It was contemporary. It's not my favourite genre, especially with the added romance. But it was reasonably funny. It's light-hearted, quite emotional. Sorry, that's Away with the Penguins by Hazel Pryor. And now, to celebrate that and to get myself in the mood for April, when we'll be doing, hopefully, Aurelian, which is a readathon based on being in a magic university and taking classes where each book is a class from a prompt. So I've been doing this readathon in April and August or September. It's changed a bit for a long time now. So I'm hoping that will come up in April, and I'll be wanting to read readathon books in April. I'm going to come with you with a TBR for March, because I feel like I haven't really read a lot this month, and I kind of feel like I missed that. Like yesterday, I didn't pick up a book at all until bedtime, and I'm not sure I did pick up a book at all the day before, and that's not like me. So yeah. Oh, the other thing I can celebrate is that I have finished the r/fantasy bingo for last year. That's the subreddit for speculative fictions reading bingo board, which goes from April to April, or beginning of April to the end of March. So I had until the end of March to do it, but I've finished. I've got a book for every prompt. So I'll come to you with a wrap up with that later in the month. But yeah, I just wanted to get this filmed and shot really quickly because this is a March TBR. So I thought there was a book called Lessons in Something or Other that was maybe a Rebecca Ross, but I don't see it. No, I think I was thinking of Divine Rivals. However, what I do have up here is, and this is a super old one, Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman. So just to remind you, this is a Trivial Pursuit style board game. I'm going to roll the die, move my pie, fill up my pie. Each spot corresponds to a different subject. So blue is geography, pink is entertainment, yellow is history, purple is arts and literature, green is science and nature, and orange is sport and leisure. I'll have a prompt roughly related to that subject, and I will go and find a book, and at the end of the game I will have 6 books to read this month. I will, some of the spaces say roll again. I don't have to get a pie wedge of each colour, but I do like to try, so that's why I've separated out 6 of each, 1 of each. And if I really can't think of a prompt, or if there's a couple of prompts which require me TBR vet or something like that. I've got my box of my jar of quite slimming down actually. Books which I meant to read, I didn't. When I put them back on the shelf, I put the prompt in the jar, and then I use it for this kind of thing. And there aren't that many books in there, so that's probably a good sign. So without further ado, I'm gonna go in and get it. So 5. Ooh, I could go basically anywhere, but I think I'm gonna go with arts and literature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the other thing, is because it's quite a small board, it's quite easy to get to basically anywhere. Okay. Ooh, I thought they were double-sided. They're not. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle my turn it upside down. Purple. Drawing on cover. So I think that's like line art, or rather than a photo. I'm not going to go and get a physical book for this one, because I have out of the library Play Nice by Rachel Harrison, and you see it's got this beautiful picture of a haunted house on the front, so that's going to be my book number 1, Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. Okay, and that was purple. Oh, and the purple on my wedges is brown, but that's just because the board and the pieces are from different iterations of the game. 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's back to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's yellow. Oh, I'm going to go onto the actual square. Yellow. Set in a school or with education words in the title, like lessons or teacher. This one I am going to go for a physical book. So I thought there was a book called Lessons in something or other that was maybe a Rebecca Ross, but I don't see it. No, I think I was thinking of Divine Rivals. However, what I do have up here is, and this is a super old one, Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman. So I've got Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman. I'm expecting this to be literary fantasy. I'm expecting it to be dark. It's about someone whose family are cursed that anyone who loves them will die. And yeah, so she gets abandoned or mistreated by the man she loves, and she invokes the curse. So yeah. 2, pink or pink. Let's keep going this way and let's have a pink. Ebook. And again, I'm going to go with a library book. I think The Space Between Worlds by, oh, it's really not showing. The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson, and this is a sci-fi debut. I think it might be quite new. No, it's again 2020, and it's an interdimensional crossing between worlds kind of book, but that's all I know about it. This is assuming that my library books, I can keep them long enough, because they've all got quite short dates on them. But that was pink. So, 1. Orange will rule again, and I haven't got an orange, so I'm going to go with orange. A borrowed book. Which could be another library book. Or I could think about that. No, I know what I've been wanting to read. And it was Where the Library Hides by Isabel Ibañez, and this is the sequel to, I think it's called What the River Knows, which is, it's Victorian Egyptology, South American, and magical realism, and it was lovely, and I'm looking forward to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back into the middle for anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pink again. You know what? I'm going to keep going the way I was going and go have another orange. And the prompt for this is featuring a friendship or found family. Certain about this one. I'm not quite sure whether there's Stegosaurus on my bookshelf either, but you know, who knows. This one's a middle grade, so it might have a friendship. 4 children stranded alone. Wonder whether they're related. Okay, so I had a brief look in and it mentioned something about cousins, so that might be family of birth. Cousins of daughter, that's going to be family of birth. What about you? Explores body in the bodies. Teenagers develop ungodly appetite. Again, not necessarily. Oh no, that's got a romance, but maybe that's not quite the same. Kwan, her older sister. Disappearing tourists. Yeah, not necessarily. How are we doing with this one? Mira and her father. Lots of families of birth on the bookshelf at the moment. Ah! Orphan Moscamai and her conman companion eponymous client. That sounds like they're either friendship or potentially found family. We'll see how it goes. So that is Frances Hardinge, Twilight Robbery. It's middle grade. It's going to be a romp through, exciting, possibly a heist. So I've got Twilight Robbery by Frances Hardinge, and this is going to be a heist, I think, with a gathered band who might turn out to be found family, but definitely friends rather than family of birth. So that was another orange. I think this is the first time I've actually put 2 wedges of the same colour in. But, you know, first time for everything. 3, 1, 2, 3 will get me to green, or roll again, or pink. What did I say green was? Science and nature. I haven't got a lot of sci-fi in there. I'm going to go with green. Eco-fiction. I'm fairly certain I have nothing eco-fiction-y on my shelf at all. Which means we're going to be pulling from the thing. But let's just go and have a look anyway. Spice Road, that's drugs. Just on here, that's magic. Holy Fools, that's... no. Nothing here looking eco-ish at all. No, absolutely nothing. So I will be pulling from my jar. What have I got? Lighthouse at the End of the World by Dawson, and this is a Persephone retelling set in New York, and I expect to absolutely love it. So, and that was a green. Fully filled pie, and I'm going to go back and run over what the prompts were and what I've chosen, and let me know what you'd have done differently, I guess. Okay, so number 1 was purple, and it was drawing on a cover, and I went with a haunted house book called Play Nice by Rachel Harrison, and this is a book about, well, it's a haunted house book. The next was Yellow, and I went with set with a school or with education words like lessons or teacher or study or things like that in the title. I went with Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman, which is literary fantasy about romance gone wrong. Pink ebook, and I went with The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson, which is a interdimensional sci-fi. Orange, a borrowed book. I've gone with Where the Library Hides by Isabel Ibañez. This one is the one most likely to change, because I don't need to get it off my shelf. It might be that my partner decides he hasn't read it yet, so it might be that it's a book he pulls, so it's not available for me to read. I might get books into the library. We'll see how it goes. That was Orange. Then I've got Second Orange, featuring a friendship of found family, and I've gone with Twilight Robbery by Frances Hardinge, which is going to be light and fast and a nice romp through a ragged band of criminals performing a heist, and it looks to be fun. It says it's an orphan, her conman friend, a midwife, a goose, and a war crazed knight. So you know what's not to love. Then I got, for the last one, a green book, and it was eco-fiction, but I didn't have any eco-fiction on my shelf, so feel free to recommend me an eco-fiction down below. So I've gone with The Lighthouse at the Edge of the World by J.R. Dawson, and this is, as I say, Persephone retelling set in New York, and I've loved everything else she's ever written or that I've read of hers. Loved everything I've read of hers, so I'm expecting to love this too. And I will be back to you soon with a fantasy bingo wrap up, and I'm not sure what else, so I will see you soon. Bye.